you go. What is it? Ah. It's nice and cloudy today. I'm hoping it's going to rain before I leave. So hopefully it will. Hopefully today will be the beginning of mini rains, but we'll see. What was it? I was on Instagram today, and a person, my friend, posted a post or had a post on their story, and it was one of the stories where like a good quote or like a positive quote spreads positivity on pretenses. Uh, I've been thinking, how do I? Yeah, I'm shooting too far in the morning. One thing I don't like is that, especially with quotes that involve like religion or what is it? Quotes that are of positivity that require pre-expectations. They only benefit the people who have the pre-expectations. So, uh, you'll find value eventually. There's like a statistics, a random statistic, and where you'll find the value. It's like, well, if you assume this value, then you'll find value. It's not so much as it's not like you can't really critique stuff because it's useful to the people who believe in it. But as soon as you don't believe in it, then it's useless. Uh, which is not an issue. The people who find use in what they do are not obligated to give use to us. But if they take fault of other people, then it becomes an issue. It's like with religion. Practice religion when you want. But as soon as you get into like government, lawmaking, all that kind of stuff, crime and punishment, uh, then you need to be scrutinized on your position because you're wanting to have a level above. One thing I've been really wanting when I sleep is it might be a bit random, but one thing I've been really wanting when I sleep is a feeling of yesterday's over today is a new day. But quite often when I sleep, um, I quickly get reminded that today and yesterday are just separated by the 8 hours I had my eyes closed. So things that happen are still very much relevant today. They're sometimes annoying. It's not a horrible thing, but it's like I want escapism, and that's one thing I've been thinking. Is like oh, escapism doesn't work for me necessarily. I think it's not that like most media is necessarily that oh I don't escape anymore. It's that I need something that's a really really strong escape to appreciate. So I don't know if that makes sense. Not that I no longer escape. It's that I can escape with material that I tend to use to consume, but it's not good enough. I need something strong. I need something that's like really wipes me off the floor sometimes. And when I'm not attempting to escape, I'm doing stuff like this, which stresses me doing stuff. I guess this is also a form of escapism, but also I don't know. I feel like I'm having an issue with the idea of escapism as a whole. I mean, of course, all forms of escapism is probably, to some extent, an ideal, but the thing is, why isn't just escapism living, necessarily? Like, so let's say obligations and all that garbage is living, or doing the things you have to do, and escapism is doing things you're not supposed to do, or perhaps shouldn't be spending most of your time doing. However, why is anything else necessarily a better thing to use your lifelong, the period of time that is your life? Why is anything else better? Like, why should you work for your life? Or why should that be the thing that you see as the good thing you fill your time with? I don't see it as necessarily. Fuck. Can't think. The sound here is a bit difficult too. Same with your hands against the wall. A part about getting good when aiming is not necessarily like forcibly put your head down and like do the entire lining up process, and it's mostly just being able to get good at the point where it's just gets guts. It becomes gut instinct. Ooh, a hummingbird. Okay. I've had a couple of times where I used, like, pigeons would line up on the wall, and I just like aim at them as if I was to take the shots. Of course, I never did because I'd probably break my arrows. Break my only arrow that I had left. Also because I wouldn't know what to do with the pigeon after I killed it. Did eat it, but wouldn't need to. Don't need food. I say this is about head size. So. What is it? These arrows I have were gifted to us, and this was prior to us getting a bow. And what was it? I tend to find when I receive a gift, my immediate act like I kind of wish I always use it, and if I did not use it, I become what is it? I tend to want to chuck the gift away more likely than not, because the gift doesn't have a use. I tend to lose it quite easily, just because I don't care much for it. But when a gift does have use, it's quite difficult for me to lose them. I mean, of course, there's things like gifts, like what was it, letters and stuff, which are quite lovely. But something like this, um, the arrow, of course, it can break. But as long as it doesn't break, I will usually always hold on to it. Was I sometimes get worried that I'm getting too used to just one lineup, and I'm just training for one specific scenario instead of the likelihood of multiple scenarios. Of course, by scenarios, I mean if I was to shoot a target and it was moving or I was moving or yada yada, wasn't so just well suited for me. Of course, I'm not horribly great anyway, but even then, like standing with less than ideal posture or something. Very poor shot. The way I actually broke this arrow was jumping off a trampoline that's behind that. So you shoot a target that is where that thing sits now. By that, I mean the camera. What is it? That thing is filled with, I guess, some mixture of synthetic fabrics. I think the whole thing is synthetic, but it's like a rubber and a synthetic cotton or something. So it's quite hard to necessarily nuzzle the arrow in. Oh, my phone isn't heating up. It most definitely is. It's bloody hot. Even though it's cloudier than usual. And the clouds are actually, what is it, fading away. Still rolling. Probably take this last shot. Don't want to actually damage my phone. So, this is the Hail Mary. Not exact center, but it will do. Right, see you guys.